Welcome to the Take It Home podcast, the podcast so bad we really just need to take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at DocSimmons17. We're going to go ahead and continue on. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yep, it's Zach Hendricks. You can find me on all social media brands at Z Hendricks Brand. Or if you love Doc and I together, you can look us up on Facebook and Instagram at Country Air Official, or hit us up on Twitter at Country Air Brand. And I'll pass it right along to our senior official of the group.
Hey, what's up? I'm Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles, Take It Home podcast.
Waffles, 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 waffles all around. And last but not least, we have a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
Hi, everybody. I'm Ian from 3 Count Photo. You can find me on social media at 3 Count Photo. That is the number 3 Count Photo and 3countphoto.com.
That's right. We have the one, the only 3 Count Photo, the master of making us look prettier than we really are.
I do what I can.
Dude, when I first broke in and people are getting promo pics done, it was right around, I think, when Ian was having the black promo pic backdrop. And I was I got some done at WPW, which are good, but then all the guys at camp were having the 3 Count Photos.
Oh, you froze again. But no, yeah, I remember, when we first started having promo pics, but seeing your pics around and being I gotta get with this dude. I gotta get with this homie.
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
All right.
What kind of podcast is this? Take it home, Doc. God dang.
I have no idea what just happened right there, but whatever. We'll keep it going. This is why we really should take it home. This is the worst podcast out there.
Knights of Columbus, banger venue.
Oh, yeah, it was a good one.
Love that Ian got to be there too. We've
got
got
some good times there. Right at the end of its 30, 40, 50-year run.
Yeah, right towards the end, and
a little bit of history there.
That venue was
photograph there.
Yeah,
that venue was a banger.
Just a bit. But yep, I guess since he wants to give us the segue into our first segment, Perch, why don't you let everybody know what the banger of the week is?
Oh man, this week's banger of the week, New Attitude, Patti LaBelle.
Oh,
try to listen to that song without rolling the windows down and just grooving.
Oh.
Man,
can't go wrong with some Patti
LaBelle, New Attitude. Yeah, that's a hot jam right there. Listen to it any time of day. Definitely a good pregame, pre-show song too.
Oh, it's looking like, because we have such a beautiful special guest, it looks like we're getting a full crew tonight.
Hey, if you're talking, Mr. Riot, your audio is not on.
Hello?
Yep, there you go.
Oh, and we got a Belafonte in the house.
Yeah.
What's up, boys?
Hey.
Did you start yet?
Yeah, we started.
Oh, we're live right now?
Yes, we're live right now.
I'm Gunner Wicks. You can find me on all the social medias at Gunner Wicks. Did we go past that part yet?
Yes, we did. We were already in banger of a week. Just thank you for just jumping in.
Oh, sweet. Continue.
Well, we might as well. Go ahead, Bax. Introduce yourself.
Your boy's back. Baxter Belafonte. You can find me at Perch XLV. Baxter Wrestles at Baxter Wrestles on all your favorite social media that I can't figure out.
Very good. All right, so if you didn't know, guys, we've got 3 Count here with us.
Wow, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while.
Yeah, buddy, how are you, Ian?
I'm doing okay. Getting back in the swing of things.
We were just talking about the Knights of Columbus a little bit. I'm pretty sure that's before Gunner's time, but we can just go right in and talk about what we've been doing this weekend. Why don't we start with the muscle guy, 3 Count Photo? What have you been doing these past, I guess you said 2 weeks?
Oh my gosh, I have been moving my girlfriend out of her apartment, and so that is why I am totally unprepared with any sort of like bangers or movies I watched or wrestling I watched. I have been very busy.
Don't worry, Gunner and Bax will probably still be worse than you.
Good
Doubt
call.
All right. Hey, so that's all good. Let's go to them. Go ahead, Bax. What have you been watching this past week?
To be honest, not a ton. I really wanted to catch AEW, but I wasn't able to. I'm still gonna watch it, but yeah, I flipped on NXT just a little bit ago. I watched a little bit of that, and yeah, to be honest, not a ton. Been listening to a lot of Busted Open though.
Oh yeah, I've heard. According to you and Perch, Bully's been killing it these past couple weeks.
The kayfabe.
Dropping knowledge.
Yeah,
Highly recommend.
lots of great stuff. It busted open every day of the week between Tommy, Dreamer, Mark Henry, and Bully Ray. Yeah, tons of knowledge being dropped every day.
Yeah, very good.
Ian, you listen to any podcasts? I guess in these 2 weeks, then.
I actually started listening to on a car ride with a trunk full of boxes and stuff heading up north. I listened to Last Podcast on the Left for the first time.
Ooh,
I
who's
have
that?
not heard of that. It is like a serial killer kind of podcast,
Oh,
horror
okay.
themed kind of thing.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
I'm not. My girlfriend is, but yeah, we were listening to it, and it's pretty morbid, pretty dark, but a little bit of humor in there, and I can appreciate that.
And I know that like Wisconsin is pretty decently known for serial killers and murderers as well. So that had to be exciting for her.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Oh yeah, we're moving from a state full of serial killers to a state that's had more serial killers in it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good energy with that. Yeah,
He's just vibing with, living the gimmick.
yeah.
Perch, what have you been watching?
Man, I watched it in a couple days, over the course of a few days. But that AEW pay-per-view was a banger.
Hell yeah.
Go here.
Zach,
yeah,
did you watch that too?
Who?
You.
Oh, yeah.
You. Did you watch the AEW pay-per-view?
Oh, hell yeah.
All right,
I mean, I
let's
watched
talk
it.
about, all right, well, let's talk about that right now since us three have watched that. Go ahead,
Did we
Perch.
just
You can
skip
start
like
it off.
what we did over the weekend segment to like we just transitioned to what we were watching?
Like, oh, I guess so. We'll come back to it. Who cares?
I'm so confused right now.
Just call it in the ring, Gunner.
Yeah, we're calling it on the fly.
Well, it all
Right.
made sense
Eat the spear.
when Wild Thing started playing over Daly's Place. When they had that song blasted and Moxley and Kingston come out to the old Ricky Vaughn or the Onita Wild Thing, and that place was rocking. We know what it's like to, experience wrestling with a crowd. And we also know what it's like experiencing wrestling without a crowd. To be a fan this weekend and to watch some of the pay-per-view and experience that level of energy, from the crowd and the performers, and to have just a song like that playing for everybody to rejoice and celebrate the moment. Yeah, I think that was one of the coolest moments in pro wrestling I've seen for a while. And sure, they had a good fight with the Young Bucks. That damn Don Callis.
Now you brought up something good. Yeah, it was definitely great to have the fans back. And Ian, I know you were waiting for a while before it became safe, and now you're kind of gotten back into it now that there has been fans. So how has that experience been for you?
Yeah, it's been okay. Yeah, I've been naturally cautious, just because of my older family members and stuff like that. through most of the pandemic. I think I only worked maybe 4 shows, and they were all outdoors and pretty well social distanced. But yeah, I got vaccinated, and ever since then, it's pretty much been steady. I've been wearing my mask still around a lot of the crowds just to be extra safe, because I mean, I really don't need to get sick at all, and
No,
I've
yeah,
got some close people to me who aren't vaccinated because of medical conditions and such. So I'm just trying to be as safe as possible still.
no, no.
But yeah,
I feel you.
it's been really nice to come back.
Good. Yeah, we have certainly been happy to have you back. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being as safe as you can. I've always said it. All the big companies are still testing. If you want to work for them, you got to protect yourself.
Right.
Really that simple. But sorry to interrupt you, Perch. If you want to keep talking about AEW.
Oh
Talk about-
man, all good. That was a damn good tag team match that I really liked. And the other one was the Britt Baker match against Sheeta. Sheeta coming in as a reputable champion, holding that title as long as she has, and Britt Baker being a straight up badass. One of my favorite characters in pro wrestling. So liked that match, was really good, and a good ending to it. Just intense to see what they were going through at the 15-20 minute mark, whatever it was, deep into the match.
Yeah.
They were still bringing it.
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
I like the tribute gear she had, the Scott Hall blood drip.
Yeah.
See, and when I saw it, I didn't get that necessarily. I more so just got the blood. She's synonymous with a bloody face in my mind. Now that you mention it, there was the black and red with the blood. But no, I just think the doctor, the dentist, bloody face. I incorporate her with a lot of blood, and this match was a good one against Sheeta, and then the main event, damn good, Stadium Stampede.
The entrance of like Inner Circle was wild. Coming off the Jumbotron.
Yeah. I thought that was really well done. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I
glad the
did
finish was
not
between MJF
watch
and,
all of Stadium Stampede last year, so this was my first one like in live while it was happening. So I really enjoyed that match.
I enjoyed that. I felt like there was the only thing I would say was there wasn't much of FTR in the old LAX.
Yeah, Santana and Ortiz.
They had like one segment after that. Like I felt like they didn't get, that was it. Once they were done, they hit the elevators. They were like done.
I was just gonna say my favorite part about that whole match was when they showed FTR in that bar, and there's old Tully Blanchard dressed to the nines right there with him. That made it for me right there. That was my favorite part of the match. Was
Tully is having the
Tully.
time of his life right now, I feel.
Oh, he is, and I'm having the time of my life watching. And just
enjoy the fact too, like it wasn't like how like everyone thought the finish I think was like going to be between Jericho and MJF, and they pulled it with the Sammy Guevara, Sean Spears.
Yeah, I think Sammy getting the win makes sense since he was the one who quit.
Yeah,
the last. So it makes sense to let him get his revenge back.
I want to go back to like
Yeah.
for a second,
the
too.
AEW, diamonds in the rough and the homegrown stars from their first pay-per-view till now. Oh, they shine bright between Hangman and Sammy, and Orange Cassidy getting as loud of a pop and ovation during his moments in the match. When they set forth with the company and they started, the guys who people may have thought right away, well, why aren't they pushing this guy or that guy? In due time, you get to see it. And last night, reinstates that they're making stars with the company, which is cool. Making
the whole weekend. You look at Dante getting the shot against Miro. That was still a really good match. I was going in thinking he had no chance, but he got his shit in, and it was nice.
Yeah, wrestling in a good way. It's great to see. Great to see good celebrations like we did this weekend.
Yep. And Zach, you wanted to go back to the Britt Baker match?
Oh, I was just gonna talk about like how we talked about Busted Open, and I know Bax and Perch are really big fans of the kayfabe episode, and like just kind of slightly touching on without going on much. Like they had Britt Baker doing an interview with Busted Open, and she was really living that the heel role. Like wow, the thing that stuck out to me is like she was shitting on Cody Rhodes a lot. Like why isn't there a figure of you? And she was like, I don't know. There's 8 fucking figures of Cody. Just the small amps it
Yeah.
up like when it's the right times to do it.
Mhm.
Get those small jabs in. I'm a fan of as well. I
Is
was
that
listening.
what is with that? Her not getting? Is it a rib or like why does she not have a action figure?
I mean, I bet she's gonna have one coming in time. Just
I
all
mean,
the
yeah, that's more just on the action figure side of production.
it's probably like demand, and the first set a lot of people want Omega, Young
Yeah,
Bucks.
the first set was a lot of the elite, so it's coming. It's coming.
But yeah, banger of a pay-per-view.
Yep. I think the triple threat was awesome.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I like that triple threat. I really liked the intensity of Pac the entire time, leading to him having that submission at the end. That was my favorite part of that match. It was again the
Ooh.
integrative ways they put those refs in. Pac wasn't backing down from anything, and when he had that submission locked in on Orange, Kenny did everything he could to try and break it off.
Mhm.
Everything, and he had more intensity in his face, and had nowhere else to go but take out the ref.
Yeah, that pop K Dot when that happened, that was a very good spot, especially since they did a similar one earlier that it was in the tag match with Kingston. He had a submission on one of the Bucks, and the other one came and popped him, and he let the submission go. So I thought it was nice that they went back to that in the main event, but differently.
And Kenny given that moment of what do I do?
It's
He sold it well. I love that
letting
moment.
those moments sink in.
Mm-hmm.
Thought the Cage versus Page match was also good. Freaking Brian Cage is a freaking monster. That F5 off the second rope.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ridiculous. Anybody got anything else they want to say about the pay-per-view?
Leo Rush, bro. Like, oh
Yeah. Freaking Mark Henry, bro.
Oh yeah, Mark
Oh
Henry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mark freaking Henry. They say he's gonna be He's gonna be the color commentator for the Friday night show they have.
Yeah, he's gonna be on whatever. Yeah, the new AEW show.
The Retribution show.
Which I know people talk about WWE having too much content. Do we think AEW might be getting to that point?
Oh, get out of here. It's
I
good.
think it's a lot
Between
of
YouTube
wrestlers.
and TV, they're in a cool spot. One more hour of TV, that's great.
I don't
And,
think it's too much. I just think like it's in a bad spot. Like what does it start like 9 p.m. Friday?
Yeah, it starts late.
right
And
after
like
SmackDown.
their demographic is like those younger fans, like that like mid-20s fans. Those are like the time. That's like times like we're getting drunk and we're heading to the bar now.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. It's a weird thing because what? Because you look at Elevation and Dark, that's like an hour and a half. Dynamite is
like 2.5 hours.
yeah. You know,
Oh, I love it. They've got their own world that they're creating, and somewhat of a farm system.
I mean,
too.
though, yeah, because I mean, I would say that they probably use their hours of television better because that's how you get somebody like Dante going on a 10-match win streak, and he's got the shot at the TNT title on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's one of those things where if you use it right, it's probably not too much, but just food for thought.
I do like the Dark and Elevation like build up these guys so by the time TV comes on, it's like pretty much they're Florida Championship Wrestling, but they're airing it live for everyone to get behind these people.
Yeah. So yeah, you could say it's like they're developmental, but I think they do use it well, but it's just one of those things I think we should pay attention to in the coming years.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
What are your intelligent thoughts about this, Gunner?
He must be driving.
Hello?
Or something.
I heard my name. I'm doing riots and stuff right now. What's up?
Like, do you think AEW has too much television airing?
No. I mean, to be honest, I don't watch a ton of AEW, but I don't think you can ever have, too much if it's good.
Okay.
I see.
But if you run out of ideas, and it's harder to have like more television programming and to like stay creatively like going and making stuff good. But if you're able to, I mean, the more wrestling's the better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Agree with me? Yes. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you're
Doc.
all right. You're all right. Yeah. I hope they can keep it creative. I hope they can keep building new stars. I mean, you like said, Darby's been like main eventing freaking Dynamite for like a month before he lost the title. So always possible. Been watching anything else, Perch?
That's the real one that sticks out in my mind.
All right.
Weekend till here.
To interrupt here, did anybody watch either of the Ultimate Warrior biographies on A&E or Vice?
No, have not gotten to that one yet. I just finished the Pillman Dark Side of the Ring yesterday. So
I gotta rewatch that one.
I am behind, but I would
Yeah.
definitely like to see that one.
So, I started the Pillman one the other night and then I fell asleep. I know it's a two-parter. So like for me, the Ultimate Warrior, like I was pretty young, and like just getting into wrestling, and obviously now I look at it differently.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize like how short of a span he was around, and then also like I didn't realize that. Well, spoiler or whatever, like he really didn't care about wrestling. He just wanted to be a star.
Yeah.
Like he didn't really care to learn wrestling. He didn't care to like be a wrestler. He just wanted to be a big deal star. And like that's crazy. Cause like he had the body and he knew it. But
And that was
like,
no, I'm with you there. It's Warrior was for us. And looking back on it, you can just definitely tell it's like, oh man, you are not very good at this.
yeah. And there's a part in the show where I guess when he made a comeback like 5 years later or whatever, for a very short time, Jim Cornette, they interview him and they're like, yeah, some of the older fans are like, man, this guy not as good as I thought he was, 7 years ago.
Yeah. When we were young, dumb, and broke.
Yeah, like they didn't know any better, So like that was eye-opening.
I mean, you can look at it both ways. He definitely had something where it connected to younger fans. So he was over. You can't deny that he was over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's one of those things. It's like, I don't know if you ever saw that other documentary, Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. But that's
no.
Yeah, it's a like YouTube documentary, but it's Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. It's very rarely about the Between the Bells. Like the Between the Bells matter, but that is such a small part of everything, and he was good at everything else.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
To an extent. I mean, his promos are ridiculous.
Who knows what he's talking about?
No idea.
Yeah, they're wild. Recommend, of course, watching that as well.
Zach, anything you want to talk about? You've been watching.
I don't think you guys are interested. I've been watching a lot of Jersey Shore.
Okay.
Definitely not interested.
Hey,
that's a guilty pleasure show. I got into it.
Yeah, GTL, baby, Gym Tan Laundry.
That's it.
By season 4, the situation turns heel.
Yeah.
I'm on season 5 right now, so situation's still in his heel turn. Yeah, it's stories.
Yeah, God, that was a fall from grace for him.
And we're doing the whole the tag team breakup between Paulie D and Vinny. Like Vinny's going home in the episode I'm in. It's a hard time right now.
Those are two of the best friends that exist.
Yeah, that was a rough one. No, yeah, I used to be big in the Jersey Shore.
Dude, I came into the living room, Val had it on, and I was like, just sat. I'm like, I'm gonna sit here for 5 minutes before I go to the gym. And I sat down for like 3 episodes. I'm like, I'm not going to the gym.
Like Ian, your experiences with gym tan laundry.
With the what?
Gym tan laundry. Are you a Jersey Shore fan?
No, not at all. I honestly have no
Thank
idea.
God.
I don't know anything
Even
about
on
Jersey
it-
Shore except the one guy always pulls his shirt up to show his abs.
Okay.
And I did see the clip of I think Snooki getting punched in the side of the head at the bar.
Is she a WWE Hall of Famer yet?
I think didn't she have a match at Mania?
I think she's had a couple.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I don't even know if I've seen that, to be honest.
Look it up right now, see if she's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. It's like you never know. They just be throwing any celebrity in there.
I've been both punched in the head and lifting my shirt to show my abs in the same night.
Oh, who are you, Snooki?
No, I was just
See if
drunk.
you're WWE Hall of Famer.
Jokes.
As far as what I've been watching, yeah, it's been mostly AEW. I did catch up on NXT. The Cross Balor match was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Cross. But yeah, not much. And I guess since I kind of forgot, we can go to what the rest of us were doing this weekend. We know Ian's just been being buff and lifting boxes and traveling across straight lines.
By the way, Snooki is not in the Hall of Fame, but William Shatner is.
I knew Shatner was. I've been going through the WrestleMania rewatch. I watched his speech not too long ago. No.
Just wanted to give the update. Snooki.
Hey, I mean, I would say Shatner's more deserving than Snooki.
Did
Yeah,
you
but-
has Shatner? Wait, are you telling me that Shatner has been on a wrestling show and has cut a promo?
Yes.
All right, I need to find this because I feel like that can just be the most overacting
Oh,
ever
yeah,
in any form of
it's-
media.
He was on a run of WrestleManias for a while.
Oh
Dude,
my
Drew-
gosh.
Drew's in there, and so is Drew Carey's in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah,
He's in the
Drew
Royal Rumble.
Carey.
I knew Drew Carey, yeah, because he was in that. I mean, he was in a Rumble, right?
Yeah,
I believe so. He was in a Rumble.
yeah, he was like he did Royal Rumble. He got chased off by Kane.
Kane, yeah, that's who chased him off.
Bob Uecker, best
Yeah,
Hall of Famer,
Euchre's in there.
just for being himself at a couple WrestleManias.
Yeah,
Best.
that's all he had to do. It was just put a camera on him for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, and he rocked it.
Remember when
was it-
LeVar Ball was on with The Miz?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
iconic,
God.
dude. That is literally one of my favorite moments I think I've seen in wrestling in the last 6 years.
It was so awkward.
That's a good
He
one.
took his shirt off and was praying mantis around or some shit.
Honestly, he gave us that iconic running to the ring gif, though. That is
Yeah,
the greatest thing ever.
it was horribly good.
There was also the 4-year run of Kane giving Pete Rose a choke slam.
Mhm.
Like
Gunner just got a little bit of blood into his penis.
Tad hard.
And for some reason, Pete Rose thinking he could sneak up and attack Kane at some point to try to get his revenge, and it just always ending in him getting choke slammed. Big fan of that. Snoop Dogg, who has no brand loyalties, he'll appear on WWE and AEW. So one of the worst frog splashes I think I've ever seen.
Oh yes, it was horrible.
Real
Dude,
bad.
Bad Bunny's going to the Hall of Fame next year, though.
I know that's the thing. It's like I hope so. Bad Bunny wasn't bad.
He's gonna be the quickest 24/7 champion to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, as he should be. I mean, freaking even Aleister Black tweeted about him. Like, no, yeah, he put in the work. He wanted to be respectable.
In fact, that Undertaker gave him the nod.
Yeah. So it was dope. That match was solid.
Snoop, if you're listening, it was tight. Don't let him. It was cool. We're bros.
No. Like, I like your cheap red wine, but I don't like your frog splashes. That's all.
No, his perp, whatever the drink he just came out with is really good.
Yeah, the indigo or whatever.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
The
Like-
gin, there we go.
Nothing that man can do. I will always love his best friend relationship with Martha Stewart,
Yes.
and how if they're ever on a show together, they share a green room.
Nice. Did y'all see this is years ago when he did like the animal shows? I don't know if it was like on one of the late nights or whatever, but he did like the audio for like, I don't know, Planet Earth or something. Anybody remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I'm about to find
Yeah, I
that.
think I've seen those. That's
I
pretty
love
good.
Oh,
Planet
it's
Earth
gold.
is so good.
He should do commentary for everything, honestly.
Commentary,
when
yeah,
he-
that was it.
Yeah, he did the commentary for one of the Logan Paul fights. Was that the one with Nate? That was also good.
Isn't Logan Paul gonna be fighting Tyron Woodley next?
One of them, yeah. So one of them is fighting Floyd, and one of them is fighting Tyron Woodley.
I think both are getting knocked out.
I think the one fighting Tyron Woodley is getting knocked out. Floyd is always a question. I knew he would be nice to Connor. I don't know if he's going to be nice to the Pauls.
Well, he doesn't really knock people out. He's the defensive guy and just wears you down.
Yeah, but
right?
if you look at the Connor fight, he didn't try. I mean, Floyd's thing has always been, I'm just going for the win. I really don't care how I get there as long as I win. But
Right, and pay me.
Yeah, just pay me lots of money. I don't care. So I don't know. We'll see. He's gone back to the okay. You're doing enough publicity for this, so I don't have to talk shit to build this fight up. So we'll see how that goes.
I didn't know there was two Paul dudes.
Yep, two horrible brothers.
All right, I'm learning a lot on the Take It Home podcast today.
Like, we are a fount of education. But okay, let's get back to the segment that I skipped because we got to talk about what we've been watching. The rest of us, we can talk about what we did this past weekend. I started with the homie Ian. Let's go to Zach. What did you do this past weekend?
So Friday, I found myself at Frozen Tundra Wrestling, where I was in a number one contenders match for the heavyweight championship. It was me versus Zach McGuire versus Sierra versus supposed to be Juan Hernandez, but he got injured. I want to say Matt Barrington. He's one half of the Pop Tart Boys down in Indiana. He's not from Indiana. He's from Ohio, but he's like one half of the New Wave Pro Tag Champs. That's how I know him. I thought the match went good. Started off the match by punching Sierra right in the face. Crowd really loved it.
Yeah,
So, and I won. So,
but it's even
No.
more fun.
yeah, I punched her in the face, and then around the end of the match, she hit her cutter and tripped out of the ring somehow, and I took the pin. I mean, I got the win, not took the pin. Saturday, do you want to talk about the first half or second half?
I can talk about the first half.
All right.
So Saturday was the ICW doubleheader and hardcore deathmatch challenge. And the first show, first show, it was Yo Mama's favorite tag team defending their ICW tag team titles against Clockwork Dogs. That was our second match against them. It was the rough style you expect from Country Air, and More importantly, we came up with the win to continue our reign as ICW Tag Team Champions. If you want to talk about that last one.
Then we after we went to battle at Clockwork Dogs, pulling double duty that night, we represented the heart of ICW as we tagged with Cypher and Joey Avalon to take on the Rose Dynasty, Drake Daniels, Sean Priest, and the luxurious guys. I don't know. Luxurious twos.
You're only like tangentially part of the crew now, Bax.
Bax,
I'm aware, all right.
It could have gone better. No excuses. Doc unfortunately got caught by Drake Daniels. I got caught with a Wave Rider. No, both were eliminated, but the Rose Dynasty kind of made it clear they didn't care about winning as much as they were trying to take out what makes ICW ICW. So we'll see where we go from there.
Yep.
I'll say
don't worry, we got something coming for them.
Hey, is Maverick coming now, Gunner? Punch him in the face.
Yep.
That's right. That's why you're on mute.
All right, back.
Boy,
I know you've
Gunner
been
with
doing
some, Gunner with some
doing a lot
words,
of
man.
What?
Gunner with some harsh words there, man.
You want some backs?
All right, let's go to Gunner. What have you been doing this past weekend?
Wrestling mostly. Saturday. Saturday, yeah, we had the ICW doubleheader. I was not as cool as Country Air. I only worked one show, the afternoon one. Me and Raven against Chucky and Sierra. Got a little too heated. I ended up hitting Chucky with a chair at the end. So next month it's going to be me and Raven versus those two again in a no disqualification match. So looking forward to that. And then Sunday I wrestled for WF&W, and I went from going against Chucky to him being on my team again. Not a big fan, probably why we lost. But I got to power slam a dude through a barbed wire table, which is pretty cool. It was a weapons match, a lot of fun. It was like kind of my first, just kind of like free form, just like hit each other with shit type match. So yeah, hopefully we can do more of those in the future. What's that?
It's fun, right?
It is fun. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts kind of, but such is life.
Yep.
All right, Bax, I don't know if you did anything as hardcore as that over the weekend, but why don't you let us know?
Let me tell you, I worked at my job, and then I went to the fucking zoo, and those gorillas are ruthless.
Is that the name of the zoo? The fucking zoo?
The fucking zoo. I challenged the gorilla, but he wouldn't come out from the glass. So
WF&Z. Zoo.
Smart move by the gorilla.
That's what I'm saying. You know, step to me. This is 165 pounds of man, and you're just a gorilla.
Facts.
So I'm gonna hit him up next week, see if he wants to, not be a vagina. So
fair. I'll buy a ticket.
Hey.
All right, senior official, why don't you tell us about your weekend?
Man, it was a great doubleheader in West Allis, Wisconsin for ICW. Damn good afternoon show. Started at 3:00. The fans started filing in. We usually get a really good crowd for that one, especially as it leads into that hardcore deathmatch challenge. That's been a great tournament in the past. I think we've even seen Ian there in the past at La Pica Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wish I could have been there this week. I was hoping to, but schedule didn't align. But I'm definitely planning on being at some future ones, especially the deathmatch ones.
It would have been a blessing to have seen you. Thought of you for sure. Anytime ICW has a good deathmatch challenge or a tournament going on of any sort. But yeah, it was a good time. Got things kicked off in the afternoon. Refed a handful of matches. I had that Gunner Wicks Raven against Sierra and Chucky match. That was pretty fun. Wild action. and Jonah Cole against Jared Jacks. Damn
CJ
good.
Cole.
CJ Cole, JC, CJ. I get the C's and the J's mixed up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Jonah.
But yeah, it was a damn good match, and it led into the next show on the VIP matches, a little spillover. So I like a good match that leads a question mark at the end, and then we get a follow up right away. And then Joey Jett had a triple threat match, and that was pretty damn cool. He stacked up a few bodies like cordwood, and we got to see multiple dead bodies.
Who was in that match with him?
I'm sorry. What
It was Percy Drews and I believe that Monty Brown as well
that?
against Joey.
Was that the Zach? Was that the new wave guy?
Yeah. Is his name Monty Brown? It's like MB something. I thought it was Matt Barrington. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Matt Barrington. That could have been it as well. MB. I had a few different names in my head.
Long
MB,
day for you, I can imagine.
Yeah.
He was a really cool dude, though.
Yeah. Yep. A really cool dude. And a good wrestler. That was a really good match. A good triple threat. And then the Hardcore Deathmatch Challenge opened up with a non-hardcore deathmatch, which I got to ref the CJ Cole Jared Jacks, which was good. Jared Jacks got his revenge, and then a wild match, which you could class it up to a Survivor Series match, one side versus another, good versus evil, red versus black. I just call it, I got to work a Doc Simmons match this weekend. Yep, it was on paper, some would say it was a wild and crazy match. To me, I got to work a Doc Simmons match, and it was fun. It was good. Really enjoyed it. And that went about probably 30 minutes or so. That was a long one.
Yeah, I just watched that back last night. That was like 30 plus.
Yeah. And knowing that, I was all prepared because I was getting a lesson and learning. I was doing a death match following that one between Tyler and Percy Drews. They were using some fire and ice and some tables, and I was had the opportunity to referee that match. So I took full advantage of the opportunity. And so I spent a good, 45, 50 minutes, close to an hour in that ring from you guys to that death match that followed, and seeing Tyler Sullivan fire up with blood on his face at one point in that match was one of the coolest moments that I've experienced at ICW. And next to another cool moment, lesser but just as cool, I got to set a table on fire today with a blowtorch. That was pretty sweet too. For a wild finish in that match. So was able to learn a lot and work a death match safely, and came out of it safe. And barbed wire around the rope rings. That was my favorite touch. I didn't see that coming. Made sure to enter and exit below the ropes. Just to not get caught. Still caught me at one point in the match, slightly, but we're safe.
Good.
Yo, ICW, Mickey fucking.
Oh wait, God! I was just about to fucking go into it. Dog. All right, because I want to go into our topic for tonight, and that is, what is the most memorable image that you have in wrestling? We have the wonderful photographer 3 Count with us tonight, so I thought this was an appropriate one. And before Zach says it, I'm gonna say it. Right now, it's Mickey fucking Knuckles taking an axe to the face of Remington Roar. That was his name. I believe that was his name. I know Roar's his last name, but
Yeah, That was fucking nuts.
Battle axe to his face.
Are you telling me I missed that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Dude.
Yeah.
bro, it
Oh
was
my
wild.
God.
It was a battle
a
axe versus a
thud.
machete in that match.
It was a thud, and right when the axe came off, a pure line was on his forehead. It was crazy.
So yep. Yeah, that's my well, a close second is after that happened and looking back at Tyler Baggins' reaction as he's chowing down on I believe
No.
cheese curds.
Dude, Tyler Baggins. Let's put. Let me paint this picture. It's at the beginning of the match, and like everyone's shocked that there's a female death match here. Now the dude's putting the boots to her, grabs her face, he's slamming her face in some Christmas ornaments where you're getting that glass noise, and the entire crowd is quiet, like kind of like they're not sure what they're watching. And Tyler Baggins is in the back corner laughing his ass off hysterically, smashing some cheese curds. Like everyone else is kind of like uncomfortable. Like he is like sitting here, like dying laughing. Like everyone's quiet, like, what the fuck am I seeing? And I don't know, you just hear him just going nuts laughing.
Yeah, that like yeah, those two spots, her taking the axe to his forehead and then him getting her in a camel clutch and taking a machete to her forehead. I don't think I'm gonna forget those two anytime soon.
I got two. Wait, did you already say the machete to the forehead?
Yeah, I said the machete to the forehead.
All right, now, well, before Doc starts talking about Sid Vicious leg breaking and shit like that, I'm gonna go.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with last year, Bourbon, Indiana. It was my first time actually meeting Percy Drew. We were in a fatal five-way, and I love Percy now. Don't get me wrong, but this is the first time I ever met Percy. And he told us he was doing a corkscrew house dive and to get some distance. So I'm out on the outside, turning around, ready to catch him. I see him run, stutter step, go for a taker dive. His 2 feet catch the top rope, and he spikes himself face first into the cement. And his body like goes scorpion. His legs go over, touch his ears, come back and stiffen up like a board.
Yeah, I remember when
I
you
love a good scorpion.
It was disgusting. It actually took out 3 of the 5 guys in the match. Manny hurt his knee right before. Me and McGuire ran up to try to catch him, and he fell full stiff body, dead body on McGuire's knee. So Zach McGuire's knee was out. And of course, he almost died. So naturally, he was out of the match. So it made my win a lot easier that night. But that was like, I remember just seeing that and be like, holy hell, this kid just died.
No, yeah, I remember when you told me about that, and now, yeah, keep an eye out for Percy Drews. Real good guy. Had a great showing at the Deathmatch Challenge this past week in that match with him and Tyler, and in that finals. Yeah, good homie. Now let's go to our special guest Ian, the master of capturing these moments. Why don't you let us know what you think is a very memorable moment that you won't forget, or very memorable image you won't forget?
All right, I took this literally, and I thought you meant like most memorable like wrestling images that were
Yeah,
like
go ahead, whatever.
But like when I'm looking at like photography for pro wrestling, one of the things I like to look for is capturing everything in the frame that tells the story. So it's not just the guy taking a flashy move. It's like as much information as you can get from the crowd, from the arena, from the different facial expressions of everyone in the picture. That includes the referee. And Perch is usually really good with that because he's always got some sort of really great reaction to the action happening in the ring. So I'll put him over for that one because I really enjoy Perch's reactions to all those big moves and even the submissions and all the stuff like that. But yeah, it's all about what I love is just like everything that tells the perfect story from one single frame of the entire match. And that's what I'm always looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of those I have that have really stuck with me as being like really, really Like, I don't think I've had my iconic shot yet
Okay.
for me personally. You know, I haven't had that shot that's really just gonna like define, okay, well, I got the shot. Now what? You know what I mean? Um, I do have a lot. I mean, I think I have a lot of really, really cool ones that really tell, you know, dramatic storytelling there of a match. But yeah, still waiting on my magnum opus or whatever. But like, there's a lot of really iconic ones through the history of wrestling, especially. There's like photographer who shoots for WWE. I think he's shot for, I don't know, almost since early WrestleMania days. I'd say probably the '90s. Um, Named Rich Frida, and he's known for like a lot of the iconic imagery that's come out of those, especially the behind the scenes stuff. So you've like one of the memorable ones is the Austin with the blood on his face. I think in
Okay.
the sharpshooter. Yeah, that's one of his. But
Yeah.
like just off the top of my head, he's got a lot of. I mean, they have him documenting like Mania, all the big stuff. So I don't know if you guys saw when Undertaker did his final thing at Survivor Series. There's this picture of him sitting in his locker room, just like in the corner, and his hat is just like sitting right in the foreground. And like that's like super powerful in terms of like just like the emotion that it brings, especially if you have the context of the pro wrestling, you know. And I don't know, it's just little things like that. It's probably enhanced by being a wrestling fan, you know. But I think if you can really take the ambiance and capture it and make people outside of wrestling appreciate it too, then you're probably really doing your job and putting over wrestling as a whole.
Okay. And in this, I guess, in the search for your magnum opus, because I mean, I know I've talked to certain cameramen when I know I have certain spots coming through a certain angle. It's like, hey, if you're shooting, I'm doing this over here. It might be just to give you a heads up if that's something that you're looking to. Do you think it would come more natural, or would you prefer uh like a wrestler to be like, hey, I know this is going to be the spot?
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, it really depends. Like, I think the only ones that I really want people to really tell me about is if they're going to do something crazy to the outside, just so I know to get the heck out of the way. And I don't get like completely destroyed by a suicide dive or like I don't know, a flip to the outside, something like that. But yeah, I mean, usually when I get in and I'm like shooting ringside, I get super hyper focused and I'm not really paying attention to anything and I'm not remembering anything either. So like it's sort of like it really pulls you into the moment, and it's like the camera, I'm not even thinking about, like I'm not even like actively thinking about the camera itself, like it's just connected to my arm. And at the point of, I think I've shot, oh god, I don't know, 150 shows or something like that. Like, I mean, and compared to a lot of wrestling photographers, that's not a lot, but I mean, I'm at the point where like I just like, you know, you just move, you know how moves are going to go, you know how like trajectories, you can kind of think about the different, you see someone moving in one direction, you can kind of think about, okay, well, they could be doing this, they could be doing this, they could be doing this, because you've seen so many moves like that before. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't know, it's like acting on instinct almost, if you've been doing it for so long, that I'm like, and I zone in so much that I don't think I would even remember if somebody told me that, you know. But yeah, the only things, I mean, I want to know is if somebody's like, hey, get out of the way, I'm gonna come running in, you better stay back or something like that.
That's fair. That's fair. I know I have been in the middle of a dive to the outside and seen the cameraman and been like, fuck, I should have said something about this.
I mean, yeah, it's more or less our job to stay out of the way, you know. I mean, we're not, you guys don't work around us, you know what I mean? Like, the crowd is paying to see you guys do your thing, they're not paying to see us, you know, like having, or like you having to adjust for us.
Yeah, and I know we you touched on it slightly, and we've brought it up as wrestlers, and I think, I guess that's an interesting thing as a photographer that we don't really think of, is that going on instinct. Do you think there was a show or a moment where you realize, okay, I'm just going on instinct now?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I honestly can't even remember that far back, especially considering I took basically a year off.
And yeah,
Um,
I mean, 150 shows is still a lot. It's like,
I want to say, I definitely want to say that the shows that really helped me the most on like ring awareness for me on the outside, and like, okay, here I have to move. Okay, here are my exit plans. Here's where I need to be. Anything TV.
okay.
So I did Ring of Honor. The first time I shot Ring of Honor was in, I want to say September of 2019, around there. And that was one where it's really like, you know, you have to be hyper aware of the cameras. And so like it's not only just shooting the action, but it's also like knowing when to move and where to move, you know. And it's like split second decisions, so you're not going to be that dude looking like an asshole when the camera pans and you're in the wrestler's way or something like that, you know. You don't want to be standing in between PCO and the camera or some shit
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, and I think
about that,
probably after a couple of those, as well as some deathmatch shows, because deathmatch shows are another one where I have to constantly be watching out for just shit like come flying at me, you know? Like someone does a baseball swing with a tube and the end comes like rearing right at me, or the camera. It's just like having to be super focused. It just forces you into that, I think.
Mhm.
And so that's how, yeah, I think that's just, and I don't know when exactly it clicked, but it's definitely there now. I haven't actually shot ringside in quite some time. I can't even remember the last time I shot ringside. um I think I did
Zello Pro.
what show?
Is that Zello at Turner?
Yeah, okay, I did shoot the one match there. Yeah.
Pro
And I
one,
wasn't
a
really, that was
rare
just
one.
kind of, I was covering for the other guy who had to take a break, but yeah, I shot that, and I think I did GLCW.
Okay.
Yeah, and I shot that one too, but that one's not one where there's a lot of like flying to the outside kind of stuff, so I didn't really have to worry about that. Except for this time, they did do a pretty cool spot like that where Jake something did his like flying tope whatever over the top rope.
Mhm.
Oh man, that was freaking nuts, and the
Yeah.
crowd went wild for that because they're not used to seeing that kind of stuff there at that venue. But
I still think the low ceiling.
yeah, oh my gosh, that ceiling. And he went up through it too, of course. I think somebody does every show.
Yeah.
Cracks those tiles every time.
Yeah. I mean, even I got to worry about that one. But,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it really depends. I think it's a bit different during COVID because I've seen a lot less brawling to the outside.
Yeah.
Especially after COVID too. Yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely something that uh, I guess promotions have been kind of aware of and trying to limit. Um, but yeah. All right. Nice. Um, let's go ahead and move on to Perch.
Uh, man, so this was a good question, and I liked it, and I made it with the theme of having our guest here today, Ian, and I picked a few of my favorite photos from Three Count, and I guess I'll describe them a little bit here, but I'll also post them
All right.
on the old social media, and you can see them. And first one would be one of them at Mondo Lucha. It was a wild time from, I think, Mondo Lucha 2008, 19 it was, at Turner Hall Ballroom in Milwaukee. And it was a wild finish. I was the bad guy of the night, cutting scathing promo and making everybody angry and in the whole place. And
That was the night we all knew that Perch would make it in the E.
and I had only dreamed of being at a place like a Turner Hall, but yeah, being able to perform that night and to feel the emotion of the crowd and the energy of everybody who was working, as well as the photographers we had that night. Um, I mean, everything was just a wonderful kind of a magic night in wrestling. And at the end of the main event, I end up getting thrown out of the ring, and someone beats me up and kicks me out. And and it's almost like the credits start rolling. Music starts playing, everyone comes down to the ring and starts dancing inside the ring, having a great moment. And and I was banished to the outside of the ring with kind of a busted lip and a look on my face of, yeah, well, those guys are having fun in there. It was the most satisfying curmudgeon feeling I've ever had in my life. It was wonderful, and I gave a good old scowl, and yeah, I got to dislike that moment as much as I could. And there's a picture that Ian caught, and it was from behind me. Must have been up on the stage, and it's got my back looking up at the ring, and it just kind of encapsulates that whole night for me, um, of everyone in there kind of having fun, and I'm on the outside looking in, kind of as the metaphor to that's the wrestling world that stands in front of me, and it's mine, at my taking. It's ours to learn, it's ours to view and to take in, and it's literally right in front of us. So that's a picture that I carry on the fridge. I still got magnets, and that picture's up on my fridge. I love that pic. Yeah, that's a cool photo. Um, the other one was when Dan Severn came to town, and and he taught a seminar, and Ian was there, and Doc was there, and we were training, just listening to everything that this man has to say about fighting and wrestling and pro wrestling and traveling. I mean, Dan Severn, the Beast. It's a man who I look up to, as a man, as an athlete, just a great fighter. And Ian snagged this picture when we were learning from Dan, and it's Dre and I kind of taking it all in and having it all soak in. And that's a moment that I love to take in through that image, as that's how we learn. That's the intrigue, the knowledge that we're taking in that moment is, endless. But that picture and that photo, will last forever just as well. So a couple of pics that I love from good old 3 count photo, and carry near and dear. I've got those pictures, both, at places in my house, and I love it. I couldn't be more grateful to have a good guy like Ian, at wrestling events, at shows, really anywhere, just to be there as a good guy, a great photographer, but even a better dude.
Thanks, man. That's awesome to hear.
No,
I
yeah, really. That the Dan Severn one, like that one means so much to me. I am a huge shoot background guy and watched all the early UFC. So for you to grab a moment like that was real special to me, homie.
See, that's really cool to me, is because I don't think, I mean, sometimes I do, but it doesn't always cross my mind how important, like, if I take 500 pictures in a day, and I don't really think about how, like, just one small picture could be, like, super important to somebody, and so
Mhm.
that's really cool to hear. And I'm glad that, like, it's good to know that, like, just the, like, one little thing can, like, brighten somebody's day or be meaningful, to somebody in that way. And
Oh,
that's really cool to hear. But
hell,
also, can we talk about how Dan Severn's like the coolest fucking dude ever?
hell
Cool
yeah,
as
Holy
hell
shit!
yeah,
Like, that
man.
guy is awesome.
I can remember because like he did a seminar like with in my hometown when I was like in middle school, but like it was on the other side of town where I was from, and I like really wanted to go, but I like a couple of my friends went and told me like, yeah, man, yeah, he's super nice, and then to get to meet him on at Zawa and him being down to do with the picture of the 4 Dans and him just being a cool guy, it was so good.
Dude, he I don't even know how long his seminar was booked for. It was probably like an hour or like 90 minutes, but like I swear it went like two and a half hours almost. He comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, when's this supposed to be done?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "All right," and just keeps going training you guys. Like, and then he's still giving advice in the back
Yeah,
afterwards. Like the whole show, he just cracks open a Mountain Dew and starts shooting the shit. Like, I love this guy.
yeah. That was a very surreal moment.
those moments in pro wrestling where you just trust your gut and you stay true, and it brings you moments like that. Right place, right time, and yeah, a guy like Dan Severn, coolest dude in the world. Yeah, cracks open the Mountain Dew and just starts, you know, picking and letting everyone pick his brain, and teaching, letting people sit under the learning tree. I'll never forget that day.
Mhm. All right, let's go to Baxter.
Yes.
Pretty
So my
much.
first question, Ian, do you have any gems from when Ring of Honor was at the casino and we were all there? Are there any pictures that
Oh gosh, I know what you're going for on this one. Yeah, no, that was awesome. I forgot, dude. I actually just totally forgot about that. I assume you're talking about the T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got
That
because that was the show where it was a bunch of you guys, and I don't even remember who was on. I know you were, but like Maria Manic was just like tearing through the security guys and like absolutely destroying everybody, and she picked up Baxter, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
yeah, she put
And
me
I
in
don't
a
remember
torture rack.
what the move was, but she's got you up on her shoulders like this, and I remember you're like flailing about, and they Ring of Honor put that on a fucking T-shirt.
Yep.
That's my claim to
I'm
fame.
like, yeah, claim to fame right there. Get your royalties. No,
The
Man.
track.
Is
Yeah,
so over that
Baxter
Ring of
is
Honor.
actually the one who has probably performed for Ring of Honor the most out of all of us.
He's been a
Here he goes.
timekeeper.
Here he goes.
You have. It's not. I'm not putting you. I'm not gassing you up. That's just numbers.
Dexter was the timekeeper his first show. Had a segment with Silas Young his second show, and then got on a T-shirt his third show.
what was
Yeah.
that? What was that name Silas gave you?
Baxter
The name that I
Belafonte.
have.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on. I remember he said something, and it was like,
Yeah, I had a different name in mind when I made the transition away from manservant Baxter, and I don't know if he forgot it or just said like this name is better, but he came up with Baxter Belafonte, and I've been using it since.
I
So
remember that. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Well,
my pinned tweet on my Twitter is him nutting me in the ring.
It was a good one.
also, didn't you get a "Please Come Back" chant?
I did. Still waiting on that call. You gotta say please harder, fans. Come on now. Yeah, I don't know if you ever released in any pictures from that night, but I know that Perch had a match, Doc was there. I mean, almost everyone. I think this was before Gunner's time.
Yeah, I can't. I can't own. I don't own the images for Ring of Honor, so I can't actually like release very much of them. If they post
Yeah.
some stuff online, I can post then as well, and I can use it as portfolio material. But legally, it's not something I can just go like say like, hey, check out the whole album, like I do with a lot of the indie shows I shoot. But yeah, that was the night. I can't remember. I know Perch. Perch, did you ref the women's match at the beginning?
Yeah. Yep, had the women's match in the beginning. Sumi
Sumi, yeah.
against one of the girls from the dojo.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but I do remember there was a Sumi match at the opening of that show. And that was the one where Shane Taylor's open challenge was Diss.
Yeah.
And yeah, the pop for him from that Milwaukee crowd was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Didn't Stacy have a match that night too?
I think so.
Did she?
No, I don't think so, because the other match was Kelly Klein and I want to say Mandy Leon or Angelina Love, one of the two.
Was she booked in the for Chicago then?
Oh, I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look, but I'm not sure.
The reason I asked because I remember that weekend being like in either Ohio or Michigan, then Chicago, then Milwaukee, and I rode with Stacy like to all three shows. So that's what I'm wondering. Like, I felt like she was on one of them.
I'll go back and take a look.
But all in all, Ring of Honor's been good to me. So I am pro Ring of Honor.
All right. So your most memorable image is just the Ring of Honor logo?
No, I forgot about the original question. So when you put it, classic me, fuck up the question. When you put it in the group chat about the image, I wrote down more like moments, but I'm gonna save that for a different time. I'm gonna focus on an image that no one has seen unless you were there. And the image is that a couple of years ago, Perch was there. Rise to Honor. I was Mr. Manservant, and you can't see it here, but I had a lot of blood coming out of my head. All right. And at one point during the match, when Melanie Cruz was shoving a loaf of bread into my mouth that was blood filled, I happened to glance over at my wife, and the image on her face was that of this dude is gonna die. And I hate to do it, but I had to give her just a little sign that I was probably not gonna die. So the image of her face, I just had to fix that just a little bit. So I don't think anybody saw it, but that's the image that I'm going with. So
actually, a picture from that night that will forever live in my mind.
Oh God.
Your bloody face,
Is
her
in the corner.
body at that point, wrapped in barbed wire, doing a dive off the top rope that nobody caught you on.
Oh my God. Didn't we talk about this a couple podcasts ago?
It's still a good one.
And that was I wasn't supposed to be the one doing that dive, but I was for it because that's a fucking spot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but yeah, nobody fucking caught me. So shit.
Well, we're gonna talk about that night. The one that sticks out to me for Baxter is you sitting down in the corner. You're sitting there, and your face is just dripped in blood with the shirt, and you look exhausted. But like, that's an icon. That was like, damn, that was a good. That was like a moment for me, just because that was my first rise. I was working security, sitting in the corner, and you're just bloodied all to hell.
And that picture is out there, dog. I bled way more than I thought I would. So that was like what you see in that picture, that's out there. That was real. So yeah. Also, when I crawled back to the locker room, I think I was dead for like a solid 2 minutes. I just laid on that dirty ass floor and just died for a little bit.
I think that was an appropriate response to how much blood you lost.
Yeah. Probably should have went. To be honest, I probably should have went to the ER that night. That cut was so wide. I just kind of like band-aided it up and like closed it. Fuck it.
Remember I took a picture of it, like, because of how big it was. Oh, still,
What?
I have a photo of it still because I remember just seeing how deep it was, and like you asked me to take a photo of it that night. And I showed you it. I never deleted it because it's like so bad. So
Don't mess with barbed wire ropes, kids.
Yeah.
Or Stacy Shadows. They'll both fuck you up.
I think that's a lesson we can all learn from.
Dude, let me tell you, you mentioned that. I got to tell you something, man. I was shooting a Bruce City show, and whenever I do, I sit right in front of the entrance so I can get that shot between the crowd, you know, when you get the lights right above that entrance curtain there.
Yep.
And here come the Maidens of Iron, full sprint through the curtain, and I'm sitting right there. And it took me, like, I dove out of the way. And I'm pretty sure I got clipped on the shoulder or something, but I almost got taken out by Mel and Stacy, and that was not that would not have been okay. I think I
Yeah.
would have been done
That
before
would
that
not
match
have
even
been
started.
okay. You are a bit of you what are you like a third their size?
Yeah, probably.
That would have been painful.
Yeah, they're pretty good at beating up skinny dudes. So good call, bro.
Yeah, seems to be their favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. Call it a shameless plug, but I saw some news about BCW today.
Yeah, BCW
Damn.
return to Summerfest.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, September 10th, I got told that Nelly's there.
Yeah, we'll figure something out as the time gets closer. So fans, if you would
Frank told me today actually that Nelly is doing my entrance that day. So
I
sorry
hope
guys.
I doubt it.
I wouldn't. Me and Nelly, we go way back.
It's Baxter and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Gunner, did you go to Culver's and Taco Bell? What the fuck?
Fat fuck.
One, don't body shame me, Zach. Two, no. I just went to Culver's. I've been at Culver's this whole time.
I saw a nacho cheese cup. All right.
That's because Culver's has like the melted cheese you can order with the thing now.
That was like a half hour ago.
Yeah. What of it?
All right. I love your body.
Thank you. Thank you. Yours is all right.
Thanks. You sound like my wife.
Sorry.
All right, Riot Squad. What is an image that lives in your mind forever?
Sorry for people making ruckus out in the streets here. So like as far as like a physical, like an actual like image or photograph goes, there's one of Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 against Shawn Michaels going over the ropes and diving onto Shawn, where he like pulls a camera and like Undertaker almost like kills himself basically.
Yeah, where he pulls the cameraman.
Yep. He like lands on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like an image of like him in perfect like midair doing that right before that happens. That's really memorable to me because that's my favorite WrestleMania match or like favorite match of all time, basically. But as far as like a memory goes, so about a year and a half ago, Rise to Honor, I had a match against Aesop Mitchell, a kendo stick match, and at the end, he stuck a kendo stick like over my neck through my singlet, and he jumped off the top rope and did a leg drop on me. And so he assured me that he wouldn't sit on my face with this, and I did not believe him. So like a second before he hits me, he's in the air, and like I have this vivid memory of his sparkly white ass coming towards my face, and me just thinking I totally should not have trusted him with this, and then he proceeds to sit on my face. So like that memory, because he had like these sparkly white like trunks over his tights or whatever, so like just a sparkly white ass coming closer and closer to my face is something I will always remember.
Was that at Rise to Honor?
Yep.
'Cause I'm pretty sure I have a picture of him midair with his ass right above your face.
Oh, you totally do. Yes,
Yeah.
you do. Yeah, I forgot you were at that show.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't look too pleasant after hearing that story. So I don't have the picture where he lands, so that's okay.
Good, because I don't want to even like see my face after that, because that's probably dead. But I remember him like asking me actually when that happened. He asked if I was okay while he was pinning me, and I just gave kind of like a verbal. That was the end of the match.
I remember that.
Yep.
That was appropriate response.
Yep.
All
Totally just took away like all of my monster manliness telling that story, but it's fun.
Yeah, that is what caused you to start riots, though.
Exactly. Now we're on the up now. Things are going well.
Sparkly white ass to the face.
Yep.
So, dude, I just looked up that WrestleMania shot of Undertaker going over the ropes, you know, and what I did not know is that the cameraman was Sim Snuka. Deuce from Deuce and Domino.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that they would have.
Well, they're not gonna kill an actual camera guy,
Yeah, they're not gonna
but like, yeah,
And
I don't know. I just thought that was cool.
his
I didn't
job
know that.
that night.
Who was I talking to? Was I talking to you, Perch, the other day? And I was like, dude, you remember Deuce and Domino, the 50s greasers? And you're like, I don't know who that is.
Like,
Is that
I
you?
have no idea who that is.
That's fair. I watched the wrestling for like 3 years, and it was like that SmackDown purgatory of like random dudes on
Dude,
motorcycles,
yeah, I remember.
like the Chuck Palombos of the world and stuff.
Hey,
Pizzarni.
why does everybody shit on Chuck Palumbo?
No, I don't shit on him. Just like, he was there.
I love
I'm not Chuck.
First, when I hear motorcycle,
Billy and Chuck. Can't go wrong. That entrance song is money.
That was bold at the time, right?
Yeah, that was Super Bowl at the time.
Damn, I forgot about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Billy and Chuck. All
Yeah,
right.
Billy and Chuck, just two bros living it.
Yeah.
I always thought you and Mav copied them, Bex.
No, we're original.
You guys just disguised it by drinking seltzers while you do it.
Baxi and Mav. Just living the dream.
You look so good to me. All right, let's go ahead. We're winding down. Let's talk about what we got coming up this weekend. I can go first and start about Friday. Or no, Zach, you go first and start about Friday.
All right, Friday, Doc and I will be going to Bourbon, Indiana for live pro wrestling. WTF Wrestling Takes Over Fridays, ran by the one, the only, the man, Merle Ramsey. Love doing Merle shows. You pretty much, as long as you have like a fun idea, he's super open to listening to them. So it'll be a fun time. So catch your mama's favorite tag team there Friday. And if not, Saturday, Doc, where we're headed off to.
Headed to Indiana for New Wave Pro. It's a little street festival that they're running a show at. We'll be helping out over there. So like and follow New Wave Pro on all social media and come kick it with your mom's favorite tag team.
Yeah, Earl's super dope. So I'm looking forward to actually wrestling for him. We've been on shows with him as the ring announcer, but yeah, Earl's definitely a cool dude too. So looking forward to doing his show. He runs a good show.
Yep. Mr. Ian, 3 count. Are you still moving this weekend, or what do you got planned?
No, moving's all done. I am going to be at Warrior Wrestling this Saturday. They're kicking off their stadium series outside for the summer. And then the day after that, I'm going to be at Gali Lucha Libre doing some portraits.
Nice.
Always loved the lucha portraits. That is my new favorite thing to work on.
Yep. Love your Mil Muertes portrait. That is also a dope one.
Oh man, I love taking pictures of that guy. He's awesome too. He's always down to take pics.
Nice. I guess we can pass it off to somebody who's probably doing something similar. Perch, where are you at this weekend?
this weekend we are kicking it off at Warrior Wrestling on Saturday, much like Ian. So I will see you there, and that's going to be a blast in Chicago Heights. You can catch that one on Fight TV. Warrior Wrestling, I think Pound Sign Stadium Series. Lots of good matches coming up on that one. And I think it's going to be headlined by a mega lucha crazy match. I forgot exactly what it was
That is
called.
going to be insanity.
But
It's
it's
a
gonna
lucha war of attrition.
yeah, the
I don't even know the details on those. I know it starts with 4v4 and then it just goes down till it's
8 men, 4 versus 4. First team that wins, other teams eliminated. Then it goes 2 versus 2, and then whichever team loses, eliminated. 1 versus 1 to decide the first ever lucha champion at Warrior Wrestling. Oh, and
See, that's why you're like the official, and I'm just take the pictures, because like you know all the details of that shit. I just know, all I know is there are gonna be a ton of guys like flying off of the tops of the ring posts, and I need to just get the hell out of the way as soon as possible. That's all I know, man. I need to like fear for my life.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Just to see luchadors in Chicago, it's wonderful. It's the classes that I've been taking lately in working a lot of lucha shows and experiencing the culture and the styles, as well as the wrestling and their psychology behind it too. So as a referee, like to learn it all, which is why I'll be joining you Sunday at Galley Lucha as well. And that's gonna be a good time too. Galley's always a fun time. I think you can watch their stuff on Facebook Live.
Yep, they usually you either follow Galley Lucha or send a request out to Carlos. Those are usually the two places that stream that on Facebook.
Yeah, that should be a fun one, especially when it comes to those lucha shows. I'm trying to learn Spanish and taking some notes, and it's very comforting.
See,
It's very comforting having someone else that you can relate to, such as Ian. So, yep, I'm excited. It's going to be a fun weekend of wrestling.
Awesome. And Gunner, the one-man Riot Squad. You got any plans this weekend?
sadly, I do not. That may change. I do not know. But as of right now, just resting up, going to the gym and stuff. I have this weekend off if nothing changes, and also next weekend. But then after that, I think there's like 6 or 7 weekends in a row of wrestling. So I'm gonna enjoy the chill time right now and kill it later on,
Fair enough.
or try to at least.
And Baxter, I know we've got a potential rematch with the Gorilla this weekend, but anything else on the platter?
Yeah, y'all know I'm not wrestling this weekend, but just a side note, you guys mentioned Galley. I think I posted it and Frankie DeFalco posted it. The 2-year anniversary from the amazingly fun match. It was Puma and Zach and Doc against me and Mav and Chucky. Just like, maybe it wasn't even a great match, but just a fun ass time in front of a great, like, I don't know, fair crowd or like a festival
Mole
crowd.
We talked
Yeah,
about
Mole
it
Fest.
last week.
That was just wildly fun. Like, that was crazy. The crowd was hot. They didn't even know what they were watching, but like, it was crazy fun. So shout out to Galley Lucha, and that was just a blast.
Nope. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about memories that live in my mind. When I do the dive off Zach's shoulder,
Yeah.
there's that girl, there's like the older lady trying to move a child out of the way, and I will just remember trying to figure out how do I not land on them?
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah,
That was fun.
it was a good one. Okay. That's all we got for this weekend. Gunner, do you actually have a question planned for tonight?
No.
No.
Like, what are you saying?
Zach,
You can make one up if you want.
question.
Let's let Baxter host a question.
Baxter, do you have a question for the group?
I don't have a question, but I have a seltzer review.
Oh, all right.
Let's
So
hear it.
we will end this episode with our second ever seltzer review.
I'm here. So this will be only because I'm holding it already. Seltzer review is truly citrus punch. So the whole pack of the punch truly, it's pretty good. It tastes pretty sugary, but it's not that high in sugar. But you can only drink a few because they give you a little bit of a tummy ache. But from a flavor standpoint, pretty damn good.
We'll have to take your word for it, I guess.
For my seltzer bros out there.
Yeah, for the seltzer homies, go ahead with the Trulies. But if nobody has anything else that we can better end on than some goddamn seltzer,
Hey now,
We'll just go ahead and take it home.
take it home.
All right.
Champion,
What was that, Perch?
foosball champions 2019.
All right. Foosball Champions 2019. On that note, we will go ahead and take it home. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.
Yeah.